OnlyJayus needs to be studied for what not to do as a content creator.
Me for now. Not checking my emails in a timely manner. Please leave me the f alone.
She had everything a modern-day creator could ask for, from millions of TikTok followers to help her content reach as many people as possible, to nearly 5 million subscribers on YouTube, allowing her to earn good money with ad revenue and sponsorships on long-form content. But it wasn't long before a string of self-sabotaging controversies.
Everybody here that I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
Goofy alert, guess that didn't age well, cause this you. At the bottom, calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people in my community.
Embarrassing exposés.
We found how she got the rest of the screenshot. It turns out you can search Reddit for recent deleted posts. We used the script in the screenshot and saw that she commented it.
And public meltdowns.
I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep for more days. I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
Turned her into the punching bag of the internet. And her situation has only gotten worse since. From political content no one asked for, to explicit content no one expected. She's throwing everything at the wall in a desperate attempt to reclaim the relevance she once had. Unfortunately for the once popular TikToker, it's not working out as well as she likely hoped it would. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today, we're revisiting one of the most hated TikTokers of all time, how she's managed to reach new lows, and why none of her attempts at a comeback are successful. Though, as you'll see throughout this video, she had a very real chance of regaining her audience. But in typical OnlyJayus fashion, she somehow managed to throw it all away. Now, I've already made a video going over her major controversy in great detail, but if you haven't watched that video or need a quick refresher, here's a super fast recap to get you up to speed. Isabella Avila, aka Bella Rose, started her content creation journey on TikTok back in 2018. There, her fun fact and life hack videos allowed her to gather a large audience that loved her content.
You can tell which one of your friends likes who by just paying attention a little bit more. If you're in a group and something funny happens or somebody tells a joke, people tend to be laughing while looking at the person they like most.
She also used this newfound success to start a YouTube channel with long-form content on topics like the meaning of life, where are the aliens, and hypnosis is real.
But hypnosis, while it can be described as such, is so much deeper than mind control. It's real and it's not a hoax. The future of hypnosis will be to fully realize the incredible potential of our natural hypnotic abilities. It allows us to open up, relax, change, laugh, and it teaches us to have a little bit more fun.
And this proved to be just as successful as her TikToks. But then, Bella made a single critical mistake that made her lose everything, kicking off the chain reaction that's continuing to drag her down to this day. And it all started with her accusing another creator of stealing her content back in July of 2020. The creator she called out proved that he didn't steal anything from her and that he only took information from the same article as her.
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
That are born in March are actually more likely to have asthma.
This on its own was an embarrassing defeat for Bella, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. You see, seeing this response made her viewers realize that she was copying her content from other places. So they began looking at her other videos to see the extent of this plagiarism, and what they found was shocking to say the least. Put simply, Bella was a certified content thief who had no issues with stealing others' content word for word, bar for bar, going as far back as the very first video she uploaded on YouTube.
I have absolute proof that God does not exist. This proof is absolute, but immaterial. You can't see it or measure it, but it exists. It's beyond comprehension, and thus we should not even question it. It's everywhere, at all times. You just need to have faith that it's there and that it's truth.
Her short-form TikTok videos weren't any better either.
Just trying to confirm, everybody's tired all the time. right? No matter how much sleep we get or caffeine we consume, but also we have a lot of trouble even just falling asleep, and we're constantly hungry, but also kind of always nauseous, and we're chugging more water than any other generation has ever chugged before, yet we're still dehydrated, and we're losing hair and getting wrinkles, but also still have acne, despite having the most intense skincare routine, and we're spending every waking moment either working or cleaning, but feeling like nothing ever actually gets accomplished.
To make matters worse, when one creator she stole from, Everyday Alex, called her out on it, she claimed that she took the idea from an old comment on Reddit. Alex told her to prove this claim, and shockingly, she actually did.
I found the screenshot. It's this one, and I took this screenshot March 20th, 2020.
Had things ended here, Bella might have walked away from the plagiarism controversy with at least some dignity intact. But as it turned out, she faked the whole thing by posting the comment herself, deleting it, and then changing the screenshot date.
We found how she got the rest of the screenshot. It turns out you can search Reddit for recent deleted posts. We used the script in the screenshot and saw that she commented it. She commented it on a different subreddit where she thought nobody would see, and then deleted it so that she had the convincing looking thing for her screenshot. She actually posted it twice because there's some typos in the first one, and then she changed the date on the screenshot, which you can do easily.
This was the final straw that made her audience lose the respect they once had for her. What she didn't realize was that things were about to get much worse, because in 2021, leaked screenshots began circulating online, revealing the vile messages she had sent to someone back in 2016. These included her calling this person a dumb C-word and a piece of shit, as well as hoping that their parents get cancer and that everyone they love died. Worst of all, however, she called them a hard R-N-word lover because they were in a relationship with a black person at the time. Something that, as most people on the internet agreed, was a special kind of horrible.
She didn't just say the N-word. It's not like she was mouthing it and said the words in a song. There are levels to it. There's the white influencer dancing and then mouthing the words with an A at the end. There's calling someone the N-word. There's calling someone the N-word with a hard R at the end. And then there's calling someone a n***ver. A slur is a slur, but to insult someone for being in a relationship with a black person by calling them a n***ver, it does not get any worse than that.
The backlash prompted her to post the standard influencer apology video, complete with the obligatory fake tears. The only thing people liked about this apology was her promise to work with black creators to raise awareness on the issue of racism.
I want to take this time to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language.
However, instead of following through on this promise, she allegedly ghosted those black creators. But what did she do when they called her out on it? Did she apologize and correct her mistake? Well, no. She responded by throwing a tantrum in her car instead.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner. I wish I was joking. Forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it! Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diagnosed neurological disorder that makes me forget things and procrastinate due to time blindness. I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep for more days. I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
As a comment on YouTube pointed out, it's almost like she's allergic to taking accountability. And if that wasn't bad enough, it came out that she didn't even write the apology herself.
Had someone ghostwrite their apology so that they didn't lose their brand deals.
The person that helped you write the apology is
me. Hi. I already talked about it once before on my channel, but immediately after they confirmed it was true with me over text message, I then tried to help them to the best of my ability while still being extremely angry and frustrated. Helped with a good bit of the apology, especially the part about black creatives. When we were both talking about that part in the apology, I really did think that they would hold up their end of the bargain, you know?
This, combined with the blatant content theft, quickly eroded any goodwill she had on the internet, turning her into one of the most hated TikTokers of all time, with a tweet perfectly summarizing the feelings people had towards her, reading, "Was scrolling through my For You page and OnlyJayus' live came up. I feel like I just got hate crimed." Over 448,000 people even signed a petition to get her banned on TikTok. That hate never truly disappeared, and kept quietly eroding the relevance she once held online. Now, at the end of my last video on her, I posed 2 possible futures for Bella. The only options left for her are either to quit right now, or continue posting and slowly fade into internet obscurity forever. She chose the second option, and kept posting content. And unsurprisingly, it's going just as badly as I predicted. Though, before we can get to the sorry state of her online career, we have to talk about a controversy that took place outside of social media, one that could have potentially landed her behind bars. In September of 2024, news came out that Bella's ex-girlfriend, Brittany Lee DeJardo, filed for a restraining order against her. According to Brittany, Bella had a pattern of toxic behavior in her past relationships, and that same pattern was starting to show with her, particularly through verbal abuse. She also claimed that Bella showed up to her house in the middle of the night, even when she specifically told her not to. This behavior, combined with the fact that Bella had access to a firearm, made Brittany feel unsafe in her own home, resulting in her filing for a restraining order. Bella denied those allegations completely, stating that she, quote, "have no history of harassment or abusive behavior." She also implied that Brittany was fabricating the entire story, stating, "Unlike Brittany, I have been respecting her request for no contact for a couple of weeks now, including blocking her on all platforms, and I have not engaged in any behavior that would justify these allegations." Whether she was telling the truth or just trying to dodge yet another controversy remains unclear. The restraining order was dropped in late September after Brittany failed to appear in court, suggesting that she might not have the evidence to back up her claims. But it's also just as likely that everything she said was true, and she simply didn't want to deal with Bella for even one more second. Whatever the case may be, the whole situation only made Bella even more unlikable in the eyes of the internet. This online hate eventually became too much for her to handle, resulting in her essentially retiring from the internet during the latter half of 2024. However, just when it seemed like her career was dead in the water, Bella resurfaced with a video that made people see her in a completely different light. For context, TikTok was on the verge of being banned in the US of January 2025. So Bella returned to the platform on January 19th with a goodbye video of sorts, and right away, something about her felt different.
There's gonna be 2 types of people watching this video right now. You're either gonna see my face and be like, ugh, and scroll, and that's fine. Goodbye, I'm sorry. Okay, I get it. Or you're gonna see my face and be like, psychology girl? Life hacks? Like what? You look different since the last time I saw you 2 or 3 years ago. That's crazy. I know that I haven't always used this platform that you guys have given me the wisest. I've made a lot of interesting choices. I could have done a lot of things differently, and I think about it every single day, and I like to think that I've learned and grown from it.
She came across as far more genuine and humble than she had in the past. She acknowledged that she made mistakes, even if she didn't spell out exactly what they were. Still, it felt much more authentic than the cold corporate ghost-written apology she'd posted earlier. This became especially prominent near the end of the video, where she showed her appreciation for the viewers she once had, regardless of how they felt about her now.
I'm hoping that we can keep learning. I know I try to be like the educator on this app or whatever, but I've learned a lot from you guys, and I don't want that to end. Whether you love me, hate me, don't have any feelings, I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for everything this app has given me.
This video was a glimmer of hope for the few people who still wanted to see her improve as a person and succeed. If she had followed through on the direction this video promised, she might have reinvented herself and eventually built a new audience that liked her for who she truly was. However, that's not what happened at all. TikTok didn't get banned, and OnlyJayus went back to looking for a shortcut that would take her back to the top. Admittedly, she did try to do things, quote, the right way, by posting new long-form videos on her YouTube channel. She was likely hoping to attract new viewers who would be interested in hearing what she had to say. Unfortunately for Bella, those were a bigger flop than she could have ever imagined. Her pillow fight video, for instance, barely crawled past 3,000 views, which is an embarrassingly low number for a channel with over 4.8 million subscribers. To put that into perspective, a staggering 99.92% of her subscribers didn't even bother clicking on the video. That said, the ones that did watch it weren't happy about it either, and this type of reception isn't exclusive to this video either. Her video on a topic with as much mainstream appeal as punk music didn't even garner 10,000 views, while somehow getting 3 times as many dislikes as it has likes, with the top comment under this video perfectly summarizing the situation, stating, "She trying mad hard to ignore the fall off." But here's the thing. If Bella truly wanted to make a comeback the right way, by making high quality content that people actually want to watch, she would have focused on improving her craft and tried again with new videos. However, it's clear that all she really cares about is making her way back to the status she once had, no matter what. So instead of becoming a better content creator, Bella decided to pivot and focus on the hottest trend: politics. She started filming the LA riots and posting clips on her TikTok, all in hopes of triggering a debate in the comments and boosting engagement on her content, which in turn would make the social media algorithms promote her content to more people. However, much to her dismay, this tactic failed miserably as well. Not only did it fail to boost views on her channel, but people also weren't buying the so-called altruistic angle, that she was doing it for some greater cause, with a comment on YouTube reading, "She's just recording herself going to protests now to try and make herself look like a good person." Suffice it to say, this wasn't the ticket back to stardom she was looking for. So she pivoted once again and came up with her worst idea yet: explicit content. She created an account on a site called Passes, which is an OF competitor, and started posting tease content locked behind a paywall, costing as much as $80. As we saw with the Island Boys, turning to explicit content like this is often the last-ditch move of a fading creator desperate to hold on to whatever scraps of relevance they have left, and OnlyJayus' case doesn't seem to be much different. But that's not even the worst part, because there's a good chance that even after hitting a new low, it still wasn't worth it, especially considering the abysmal engagement on these lewd posts, suggesting she's barely making any money from this new venture. The only thing this has achieved is bringing some freaks and gooners into a rapidly shrinking fandom. But here's the twist. While her downfall is clear as day for anyone to see, Bella herself is either coping or is actually in denial, since according to a comment she made on her subreddit, things couldn't be better, stating, "I'm saying this as a point, not because like I am proud of it, but my views are at an all-time high after getting cancelled." Her coping aside, at this point she's tried everything she could think of and none of it worked. She even tried to be active in her own subreddit, likely to keep the remaining handful of viewers engaged, but that didn't help much either. That being said, she is still doing whatever she can to rebuild her career, like deleting hate comments to seem more likable to new potential viewers. She was caught doing this back in August of last year, and looking at her socials, she's likely still doing the same, and not being subtle about it at all. Most of her new videos have surprisingly few comments compared to the number of views, and the ones that are still up are almost all positive. It's obvious enough that other viewers are starting to notice it as well, with one viewer calling her out for it on YouTube, stating, "Stop deleting the hate comments, you deserve them, lol." Even her subreddit is quick to remove any negative posts about her, no matter the context or intent. If it's labeled as hate, it's getting deleted, no questions asked. Maybe she thinks that sweeping the criticism under the rug would somehow magically make people like her again. But that's not how you regain the trust of viewers you've already lost. At the end of the day, Bella Rose, aka OnlyJayus, decided to choose the second option and is now paying for it. Instead of quitting while she still had a presence on the internet, she'll continue posting content until no one even remembers who she was. Could she have reinvented herself and her content and became a popular content creator once again? Possibly. However, that would require months, if not years, of consistent hard work, and that's the kind of work Bella clearly has no interest in doing anymore. Now, all that's left is the slow, inevitable fade into obscurity.